We're back at Tom and Gary's, where we're just getting ready to install 18 by 18 inch limestone tile.
Wow. I love the variation in this tile. It's fantastic.
It looks really good. They're all totally different, aren't they?
Yeah, they sure are.
Well, have we got all the tiles up here now?
I believe they are.
Yeah.
Now you have to give me the final word and tell me if you like it. But this is what I've come up with. When you're setting tile, the idea is that you want to end up with the tile really balanced in the room. So especially with large tile, you want to use as many full tiles as you can. And you also don't want to end up with little cuts on either side of the room, especially at the entrance, because where you guys are is the place that everybody's going to see as they walk in the bathroom. And so you want as many big tiles also on this line as possible.
Right.
So since you guys have a bench going in right here that this tile is going to kind of die underneath, I wanted to do 2 rows along here, so you have almost 2 totally full tiles coming along this wall. And it's also on the straight shot to the other end for the shower and the toilet gives us a nice row of full tiles with about approximately a half tile cut at the end. So I think this is going to look the best. But what do you guys think? Are you feeling this so far?
I love it.
Yeah, I think this is it exactly. Especially with the 18 by 18.
Yeah.
You know, it's really going to feature the size of them.
I start by making marks for the tile placement and measuring for cut pieces. Then it's outside for a quick tile cutting lesson. We're cutting big tile, so we rented a big tile saw, also called a wet saw. I measure for the cut and make my mark.
Some people use the guide, but I don't use the guide. We're just going to line it up, pull the blade down, and line up our mark. Get it nice and straight. All right, we'll turn it on. Again, making sure our line is still right there. We're just going to pull this straight through.
The water keeps the blade cool while cutting and eliminates dust.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Looks like the guys are ready to give it a whirl. They have this down. I'm going to prep for the installation. We're going to start setting the tile over the warming system and come back and fill in the rest of the tiles later. The areas without the warming system will need to be built up with extra thinset.
Again, this is a little more delicate work on top of the mesh here because we don't want to damage the new warming system.
We use a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch U-notch trowel held at a 45-degree angle to apply the thinset. We're only applying enough thinset for 1 tile at a time.
All right, you want to do the honors?
Yep, let's go. Just right up here in this corner.
Yep, you just want to line it up right there. And we're based off of this line here, so we'll just slide it a tiny bit over. It's going to keep us square to this wall right here. Now when we get the tiles down, the one thing that you want to do even with these bigger tiles is give it a little bit of a wiggle. You don't want to press it too flat,
Okay.
but you want to create a little bit of a suction in there and make sure that each part of the tile has adhered to the thinset. It's looking pretty good. Okay, that's the first of many.
All right.
Before we continue down the row, we're going to install this corner piece that I've pre-cut.
Perfect.
We need to use extra thinset to build up the cement board since there are no warming panels under it. This is the area under the vanity, so there's no need to heat the space. I'll back butter the tail to ensure enough buildup.
Okay, so now we need a wet rag. There should be one right back there. And I'm going to wipe off the thinset from the top of the tile because we don't want this to dry on there or it will stay on there. So we'll get this cleaned off, and then if you want to, you can get the spacers ready.
We're going with 16th inch spacers so the tile will flow almost seamlessly.
It's so tight.
We're going to work our way down the line, so I turn the trowel over to Tom.
Just make sure, especially with this flooring, that you keep it at an angle and you stay just above the mesh. So as soon as you start hearing it hit,
rub.
Yep. I think you're good here. I might go for a little more in that corner right down there.
And we're ready for tile number 2. Same technique as before. Now that Tom knows the drill, he's ready to train in Gary.
She said to do a really angled notch in here. And that looks like enough. It'll look to you.
Yeah, that's great.
One down and 1,000 more to go.
All this hard work will really pay off because once the floor is grouted, it's going to look amazing. When we come back,
So this is the more glamorous part of this job, right?
real pebble tile that's designed to interlock and no wet saw required. That and more is still ahead on Bathroom Renovations.